It is 10:14 p.m. and I do not want to be creating content. I don't want to be doing anything in front of a camera right now. I literally just read my book for the night and wanted to go to bed, and I got to be up at 5, so I don't want to making content tonight. But Alex Hormozy has a very good quote, and I'm going to paste it here. You're going to be able to see this video, and then we'll talk about it.
If I need to create content and I'm not feeling it, or I'm feeling tired, or things like that, the more times I give into that excuse or that feeling, the more superstitious I become about doing it in the future. Whereas a lot of times, if I can just start when I am tired or when something is painful and then still execute about the same as before, I look at game tape or I look at video or look at the content from those sessions, for example, and I see that I remember feeling terrible during the session, but you can't really see anything. And I think the more times you get that loop going, the more you can separate how you feel and what is required. And the more times you do what is required to get what you want.
So, this is something that I feel very strongly I needed to work on, because all too often I tell myself, or I tell Instagram, that I'm going to start creating content, I'm going to get into it. And I'm not creating content that's stupid. I'm intentionally creating content that inspires people to be the best version of themselves. I mean, I get DMs at least weekly right now from friends, from mutual friends, anything like that, who have seen my content that I create, whether it's making $60,000 in 30 days or just content that I create generally, or maybe it's stuff on my stories, and it's very positive feedback about what I'm doing and helping it to inspire people to get off their butts and go do something. Now, yeah, I have fallen so much into this mindset that Alex was talking about, is being tired, or being sick, or not wanting to do content creation and just avoiding it. And now it ties this psychological burden to content creation, that now anytime I do content creation I feel sick and I feel like I don't want to do it. But then looking back, I never remember, if I look back at YouTube videos or Instagram videos or anything like that, as long as I am operating at close to the same mindset that I normally am, I don't even notice. And then I'll look in my journal later, weeks later, and be able to say, oh, like that video that I did was actually, I wasn't feeling great, but I really can't tell a difference. And neither can my followers, neither can the people that are actually watching. So that's why I'm doing this video. Is I was laying in bed, and I've been doing this challenge for the past 9 days now, where it's $60,000 in 30 days. We're doing a giant sales push for my company, and I've been posting every single day, and I will never take those posts down. You can check my Instagram. They're still up there as I talk about going door to door tattoo sales, tattoo parlor sales for my marketing agency. And it's been a very humbling experience, and I've learned a lot of really valuable lessons, and I'm not quitting the challenge. Rather, I have to shift it, because I had a call with my mentor, and he said, don't build a tower so tall without the foundation. He's like, don't build a house if there's no foundation on it. Don't build Parlor Lens tall. Don't build your agency tall if you don't have the foundation to be able to sustain it. And what I was trying to do is build a tower as tall as possible, and then just hire people to build the foundation. And it wasn't going to work. And because I don't have the capital for that, and I just don't have the experience for it either. I need to be learning little by little on how to grow my business naturally and not just do sales. And because I was so focused on sales, I was actually neglecting the clients that I have in both my agencies, and the employees that were working for me. It just wasn't working out because I didn't give them enough direction on what to do, because I really didn't know what to do. So because of this, I am changing that. I'm still in the middle of this challenge, so I'm changing, shifting, trying to do it in the right direction that still inspires people, is still a challenge that pushes me to create, to be able to get out of my comfort zone, to have more confidence, especially in front of a camera, and then just little by little get better, chip away at the things of myself that I don't like, or the things that are negative qualities about myself, and then be able to look back years later and say, wow, I'm really glad that I put in the time and effort into becoming that version of myself that was honorable and was something that I can look back and my kids can look back on and my wife can look back on and be able to say, wow, that was fantastic. So that is where I'm at with content creation, is that I'm going to keep pushing, not because I'm trying to make a buck, not because I'm trying to make money off of you, but because I truly, truly believe that my purpose in life is to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. And I know that might morph, that might change a little bit as time goes on, but I'm so motivated by this idea. And I'm so motivated to do this because it changed my life. And I can look at my life 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and I am an entirely different person from who I was then. And because there were guys like Hamza and Iman Gaji and even Andrew Tate who kind of not told me, but I looked up to them and they provided valuable content to me to be able to kind of shift my perspective, especially on life. And because I had that mindset shift, it put me on a trajectory that now I own a business. I just quit my job. I quit my part-time job, and that's scary because now I don't have consistent income from a secure source. But now my business, I'm trying to make my business work, and I have the clients to be able to sustain the income. But it's just now there's no cushion. There's no cushion if a client leaves. There's no cushion in case the growth just stops and then it actually goes negative. So it's a very big learning process, and I want to document this process as I'm kind of processing what I'm going through. I don't care if you're watching this video. Someday someone will watch this video and they will look back on what I'm doing now, even if it's me, even if I'm looking back 5 years from now and being able to say, wow, I was literally recording content in my bedroom and I just stayed consistent for 3 years, 4 years, and was able to build a following of 10,000 people or 20,000 people, and just working to inspire them, creating hopefully valuable content that, yeah, it just inspires people to be the best version of themselves. That's really it. So that's kind of what I'm going through. And so this video is kind of just a checkup on where I'm at, and I'm just yapping. So put it on 2-speed if you actually want to hear about it. If you are someone who's just awesome and you just want to watch me yap about my life, great. But this is totally real, sitting down as close to a fireside chat as I can get. But this is kind of a snapshot of how I'm feeling in my life and business and where I'm moving forward, what I'm pulling back on. And this is a YouTube video to be a YouTube video. And I am trying to reach 250 YouTube videos as quick as possible. Hey, is that a goal? Maybe that's a goal, right? Reach 250 YouTube videos. And if I reach 250 and never reached an audience that found my content valuable, then I'll find a different way to do that. So yeah, so here's my life is, I don't even know where to start, but for the future person who's watching this, for the future Micah, for the young entrepreneur who's starting his business and he wants to figure out how Micah started his business, this is how. I have anxiety every single day, and I'm always stressed out about my business. I'm always stressed out about life. So I wear a Whoop that kind of tracks my heart rate, and it's saying pretty much I'm always stressed all the time, which isn't good. I'm even stressed at night. I'm stressed when I'm scrolling reels. I'm stressed when I'm doing anything. I'm always stressed. And it comes from a couple different sources. I think business for sure, just clients needing things and me not feeling like I have time for it, or maybe my procrastination makes me not make the time for it. And I'm trying to get over procrastination. But that's kind of why I opened up this video too, is I didn't want to procrastinate making a video, because if I procrastinate it, I'll be at a different spot tomorrow. So I hope that makes sense. But you might be able to hear the sprinklers in the background. It's like 10:25. So yeah, that's kind of where my heart's at, is I'm very stressed, and I haven't taken the time to really get into a mode of growth, but I also don't really have the full framework or structure to manage growth, especially in business. But yeah, as far as business life, I'd probably rate business like a 7 out of 10. It can be better. Well, I'd say probably 6 out of 10. It's not that it's doing bad, and it's not that I'm not making money. Like, I'm making pretty good money, but it's the stress from the business kind of taints that view of what it could be, because I'm just in a growth phase and I'm just growing so much as a person, but then also trying to manage a business as well that is growing at its own rate. So I have to both grow myself and then grow the business at different rates. And that is difficult, but it is a new experience for me. And that's something I never learned on YouTube. As a 19-year-old who wanted to own his business, I never learned that. And but I am constantly looking for ways to make my life more enjoyable, and am looking for ways to make my life truly happy. And I would say that I am very happy. I actually just heard Chris Bumstead say something on Chris Williamson's podcast, and he said something about, if someone asks if I'm stressed, I'll say no, I'm not stressed. But if someone asks if I am doing okay, if I feel happy and content in my life, he's like, no, frick no. Like, he doesn't say frick, but he's like, F no. Like, and then he says, if I am feeling, and then people ask if I'm feeling good or if I'm feeling content or happy with my life. And it's like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not feeling well in my life at all. And I can relate it with that on some levels, except that I am stressed. But yeah, I would say as far as business goes, it's probably a 6 out of 10, just because the amount of stress that's on me to make my business perform. And I don't have the capital or the money in my business to be able to hire someone to take over everything. So there's still a lot, especially as we're growing, to be able to do that myself. And then as far as personal life goes, I'd probably rate my personal life probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Yes, I'm stressed. And I was talking with a friend who said business and personal life is so intertwined for him, and I can relate to that. But I think that my life is good, and it's on a good trajectory, right? There's a lot of really great goals that I have in place that I'm accomplishing those goals in my personal life, whether it's fitness goals, whether it's like personal goals about like even being financially independent. That was a personal goal of mine, and my business has allowed me to be that. So, and I have other personal goals like get an apartment, get my own place, kind of move out of my parents' house. And it has been a good personal journey. And I'd say as far as my relationship with God, it's been good. Well, it can be better. It can be a lot better. I haven't been reading my Bible as much, which is not a good thing. And it's just something I need to reprioritize in my life. And I know that there's an inconsistency, and my life can't be complete without that. So, but yeah, personal life is good. I'm doing the 75 days hard challenge right now. So I'm working out twice a day. I'm drinking a gallon of water. So about 3 of these big water bottles per day. So I'm peeing all the time. And then reading 10 pages a day, sticking to a diet. So no fried fast food and no refined sugars. So that's been good. And then we're on day 36, I think. So we're just over, almost to the halfway point. So super excited for that. Super excited to get it done. I'm a big sugar guy. I'm a big sugar guy in small amounts, but like ice cream and the little candies and whatnot they're fantastic. I love those. But yeah, that's kind of my life in a snapshot. There's, new direction for my Instagram. There's not new direction. We're still pushing in the same direction. The direction is always for Instagram is to inspire and motivate others to be the best possible version of themselves. And so right now I'm figuring out the best way to do that through content. And really that's posting, right? It's making a post. It's filling my life with exciting, fun things to be able to video those and then share them online, right? Because that's what inspires me to be the best version of myself, and I don't want to create content that doesn't inspire others to be that version of themselves that they want to aspire to. Right now, it's not the same lifestyle for everyone. I can't imagine that my lifestyle is something that everyone wants, but I would like to model my lifestyle how I want to live my lifestyle. And if other people want that as well, then I provide the inspiration to be able to do that. I don't know about teaching the lifestyle. Maybe there's lessons I want to do, several videos that are lessons I've learned, not necessarily tutorials, just lessons I've learned. But yeah, so life's been good, and just that's kind of my life as a 21-year-old business owner who I'm not making $1 million a year. I'm not even making, well, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm definitely not gonna make 100,000 this year. So, but I'm growing my business and I'm putting in the work. I'm working out twice a day. I'm eating healthy. I'm bettering myself. I'm reading every day. And I feel like I'm a lot further ahead than a lot of other 21-year-olds I see. So that's very encouraging. And I don't want that to ever get to my head, but it gets to my head sometimes. And that's a problem with my pride, because if my pride is left unchecked, I've ruined friendships and relationships in the past. And because of that, I have to make sure that I'm not being prideful in my situation, giving glory to God, because I wouldn't be here without him, and trying to inspire others and not to brag about nice things or anything like that. So yeah, it's kind of the synopsis of what my life looks like on a day-to-day basis. Well, that's not on a day-to-day, that's kind of the snapshot. And I want to have more videos that are just straightforward scripted, but this forces me to be in front of the camera and forces me to actually create something. So because this forces me to create, I know that next time is going to be easier, and the time after that is going to be easier, and any time I don't want to create content, I have to create content. That's the standard I'm holding myself to, which in the beginning it's going to maybe be crappy content but at least I'm doing it, right? At least I am putting out something that is me and my life. And if I'm unhappy with the way that I'm capturing my life, I have to get better at capturing it. If I get better at capturing it and I still am unhappy with the way my life looks, I have to change my life, because I want my life to make me happy and to make others happy. I know that sounds so self-absorbed. I don't want it to be self-absorbed. I just truly want to live my life in a way that honors God and is truly fulfilling. I don't want to work like in a cubicle doing the same deliverable every single day. I don't want to do that. I will if God calls me to it, but I really want to live a fulfilled life where I just feel happy. I'm surrounded by good people. I'm surrounded by amazing people like myself, who are driven and proud of the work that they put in. And that's what I desire for myself, and that's one of my goals for this year, is to have people and friends that do this, right? And we provide content, we provide value, right? And all too often in the Instagram social media industry, it's hard to find people who aren't super self-absorbed. But I want to provide value. That's the biggest goal for me, and that's the biggest goal in my life, is to provide value. And if I never provide value, my life's a waste. Whether that value is sharing the gospel with someone, or it is building my business, or it's hiring someone and giving them a job and hiring them out of poverty, whatever it is, that's what I want to do. I want to provide value. Even if I never make another dollar, if I've provided value, I know it's worth it. And if I can provide value through social media, through Instagram, through YouTube, whatever, that's worth it for me. So this is just a snapshot of my life, how I'm feeling truly. And when this, I'm going to continue to try to give snapshots as much as possible, so that I can look back when I was 21, 22, 23 and just see the snapshots of my life. I'm in different locations, hopefully around the world. And that's just what I would like to do. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'm praying for you. and I'm praying for both of our success, that you become the best version of yourself, and I can't wait to cheer you on. Thanks.